Back here at Sephora Arena, sub 8 minutes until we watch Paige Bueckers and Breeze go for win number 3 this season. Cameron Brink, we talked to her this morning. She's feeling good about her game on and off the floor. Meanwhile, Vinyl, Erica Wheeler, the local product from Miami, looks to get Vinyl its second win. That club is 1-2. Earlier tonight, over to the PWC practice studio, Roz caught up with Breeze guard Kate Martin.
One player who actually is really young is Dominique Malunga.
Yeah.
She's 20. How are you guys looking out for her, and also just seeing her get more and more comfortable on the court?
Yeah, I've been very impressed by her work ethic. You know, she comes in every day, gets her extra shots up, and just like her composure, I've been very impressed with her. And you know, she is only 20 years old, but she doesn't play like, you know, she's a young, I don't know, 20-year-old. She doesn't play like she just came off of her rookie season, and so I've been very impressed by her. And you know, you can learn a lot from that, you know, that young hunger. And I'm still in the beginning of my career too, and so to see that from her, I just can tell the future is going to be very bright for her.
Yeah, and on the other side tonight, your opponent, Team Vinyl, they're actually pretty veteran and very experienced. You know, they've most returners coming back to Unrivaled. What's going to be key in that matchup against them?
Yeah, I think you know, knowing personnel, pushing in transition when we can, but locking in defensively, and you know, not letting, you know, specific players get too hot. So just playing together, but doing our thing. You know, just because they are a veteran team and have been here returning to Unrivaled for the second year, you know, it doesn't matter. We just need to play our game tonight and just focus on it tonight. And yeah, I think if we give our best effort, we'll be happy with the outcome.
Just do you.
Just do us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good stuff from Kate Martin. Both coaches love the competitive spirits of their clubs. You've got Paige Bueckers of Breeze and De'Erica Hamby, who comes off a 40-point game, an unrivaled record. Sarah, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I think these matchups within the matchup, both these teams highly competitive, very intelligent, but I think Vinyl feel like they've underperformed a little bit in terms of the win column. And Breeze, they're tired of becoming young. They understand what's at stake right here, and I think we're going to have a great one between both these teams.
We're going to say young only 5 times tonight. You watch. 5:30 away. We'll get you set for Breeze and Vinyl right here on TNT Sports. Things are heating up here in Miami. Game 2 of our Saturday doubleheader in week 2 features 2 clubs poised to get a win. Breeze at 2-1 takes on 1-2 Vinyl, fresh off a win over Hive. Erica Wheeler loving it in Miami, the hometown kid. Just a short drive from her hometown to come play with some of the best in the world, including 20-year-old Dominique Malanga. Holds French nationality. She's got her Kindles in both French and English, and she takes her action to the court as well. Your updated standings after one game this evening. We got a three-way tie for first, folks. 3-1 Laces, 3-1 Rose, 3-1 Mist. Vinyl is on that playoff line. I know, it's early, but 6 of the top 8 make the playoffs. Right, everyone's starting to do the hypotheticals. Brendan Glasheen, Sarah Kustok. All right, let's dive into this one here. We got Breeze and Vinyl, 2 excellent head coaches in Noelle Quinn and Teresa Weatherspoon.
Yeah, and you got 2 teams that in some ways have a lot of similarities in that they have positional size across the board, how they can defend, scoring punch, and also overall for these groups, especially a Breeze team, they get out to quick starts, so setting the tone early will be important.
Well, Paige Beckers is the straw that stirs the drink, but Rakia Jackson, she's loving whatever Paige is putting down as that secondary scoring option.
Yeah, and I think Paige is loving how Rakia's been playing because she has gotten explosiveness, quickness, and a game that just continues to flourish. And you watch her here, I think for as much acceleration as she brings to the table and strength, she's learned how to continue to read the game. The decision-making has grown, and so has her three-point shooting. That quickness in the shot has been fun to watch. On the flip side of things, Dearica Hamby setting a unrivaled record, 40-piece in a dominant victory against the Hive, and she was all over the floor. Fingerprints on everything, using her physicality, using the finesse, the footwork, the touch, and overall she has been the one that has been the glue for this group. Strong play by Hamby out of the game.
Just one of 3 players to average a double-double. And Raj, you gotta tell the people at home how the Vinyl team got Hamby over the top.
Yes, as Dearica Hamby got close to that unrivaled record of 40 points, her teammates were very aware. In fact, Coach Teresa Weatherspoon told me that by the time she got to the huddle, the players had already drawn up a play for Dearica. And that's the play that Spoon went with, that very same play. Spoon added, it's a joy to coach and play with Dearica because she wants to be the best teammate for everybody else. And that good intention, that came right back her way as her teammates wanted it even more than she did, guys.
Good stuff, and you just love the togetherness of Vinyl, a veteran group, the oldest group in the league. As we take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, Malanga and Jackson join the phenom Paige Beckers, who is committed to Unrivaled at the end of the 2024 calendar year. Everyone's psyched that she's making her impact early. And for Vinyl, Courtney Williams orchestrates everything offensively. A vocal leader, Ryan Howard and Dearica Hamby alongside.
Yeah, and Paige Beckers, we say her name a lot, but you can't talk about her enough because she really does infuse the energy, a lot of leadership in this group, and the understanding of how to get everyone clicking on all cylinders. I think the fun part when you look at her numbers and points, rebounds, assists, I mean, those are through the roof, but it seems like she understands the temperature and pulse of a game, of what she needs to do when, and you know, we knew she would be a seamless fit into this format, but I think it's exceeded even our expectations.
Well, the content team has uncovered that her biggest pet peeve is people minding their business. But Paige, respectively, we want to watch you play. We're all about the biz. As she takes the ball after the opening tip for Breeze and loses it off her feet. Vinyl basketball. So great to have you with us. After our first game of the night, we have a trio of 3-1 teams. Can Breeze be the 4th? And Vinyl was 0-2. They beat Hive 89-66. Hamby had the 40 points. The team altogether shot 60% from the floor. Williams hunts for the ball, shot clock to 4. The mid-range master, fire it, knock it down. Vinyl scores first. We have 2 of the best mid-range guards in our league tonight in Williams and Beckers.
It's fun to watch how they both operate too, because they understand how to get their defenders on their hips or where their bodies are at when they beat players using that strength. And Becker's a little bit more size advantage with that situation, but continue to watch how strategic they are and the angles they create to get those mid-range shots off.
Jackson, first points of the night, averaging 17 per game, right behind Beckers, who's at 18.3 per night. Howard takes the handoff, two-player game. They connected in the Olympics 2 summers ago, and it's carried over in Miami. Teammates last year making it work in season 2. Entry pass, Jackson to Malonga, spin it and roll it in.
And I like that by Malonga because she didn't fade away off that shot. She started to keep going into it despite the reverse.
Backpedals defensively and lost it as it trickles out of bounds.
The timing is impeccable in this ball screen between Hamby and Ryan Howard. Just take a look at how they're using one another. Quick on the slip, just a little touch screen, beautiful dish. And that's where I think for all these teams, you're just gonna, they came in playing at a really high level of their chemistry. That's gonna continue to grow. And for all of these players, you see just their chemistry on the floor, but also off the floor evolving. And look at,
now that's a trio I wouldn't mind sitting next to on a plane. Mickey Lawler, Unrivaled commissioner, Napheesa Heidemann, and Sanaya Rivers.
I love the support we have seen throughout the course of the season. Other players coming to see other players. Of course, Mickey, always great to see her.
Outstanding job as a lead mouthpiece of this league. Howard, fadeaway jumper, too strong, rebound Hamby. Fell right in her hands. Tries to squeeze by Malonga, that's a block shot. Malonga mayhem in the first. Williams sets the feet, too strong on the 3, rebound Beckers. 2 minutes gone by, even at 4. Beckers leans and scores. It swirls in for Paige Beckers. Breeze and Vinyl enter tonight, 2 of the top 4 defensive scoring teams in the league. Vinyl allows just 64 a game. Breeze a tier under 66. Howard, pop it. Rebound Jackson.
And a great block out by Malonga on Hamby.
Malonga has settled in beautifully in this format. Each starter has scored for Breeze. Rakia Jackson drives the alley. A lot of missed layups early for Breeze. 2-on-1. Williams to Howard, 3 in the air. Both squads just 2 field goals made. Vinyl 2 of 7. Malonga for 3. Hamby's 3rd rebound. One of 3 Unrivaled players averaging a double-double. Malonga as well. And Aaliyah Edwards. Hamby fires and rattles in a triple.
Talked a lot about Hamby, her game that she's coming off of, scoring 40, and that's where she's such a big threat. And reading where the defense is at and where her strength is at to exploit it, and stretching the floor is a big part of it.
Hamby, the 6th leading scorer in Unrivaled, 2nd in rebounding. Back comes Vinyl, up by 1. Howard slithers to the rim. Ryan Howard takes the contact and puts it home.
What a tough finish.
Right time, almost got the steal, she does. Lob threat, Williams, back out to Hamby. Settled offense for Vinyl. Hamby bulldozes in. Loose ball, Williams wins the foot race. We go under 3 minutes in our opening quarter. Williams, mid-range. Rebound Malonga. Up to 3 boards early. Malonga wants to give Hamby a taste of this. Fade away.
Tough move by Dominique Malonga.
Now that's the right time to fade away, right?
Exactly. Well, see, exactly. That's, make sure you're doing it in the moments that you're making those type of moves. And Ryan Howard certainly knows how to make moves, and she can do it on both ends of the floor. A defensive menace, an offensive force, and watch right here just how she continues to work. The strength in her finish through contact, throwing it up. and this time comes away with a steal. Another possession for her Vinyl team. They knew they needed to come out and set the tone early, and they have done just that.
Substitutions by both coaches. Wheeler and Brittany Griner in for Vinyl. Coach Weatherspoon made a big point that we're going to see BG in action to negate the size of Malonga and Cam Brink, who has checked in for Breeze. Kate Martin joins Beckers as well. Brink. Rebound Erica Wheeler, 11-year pro, 34 years old, out of Rutgers. Pounds the basketball and blocked by Brink. Back up the Brink's truck.
Brink is just so good in her positioning by her feet. Look right here. Yeah, it's the reach and coming out to be able to block that shot, but she always has a low base. She's got the ability to move. She's ready to if she needs to come and drop back to protect the drive.
Ray Burrell in the ball game. Square up, pull it, knock it down. Ray Burrell. As our great friend Lisa Leslie says, sweet baby Ray. Vinyl a stop. Second unit playing with pace. Burrell through two defenders. BG is there. Kick it. Wheeler back to Burrell. Three ball. BG on board. BG is fouled. Griner will shoot one, worth two. Fouls on Brink. A 9-2 Vinyl run.
Both teams, though, feel like there's been a little bit of disjointedness overall in the offense, and I would credit each team's defense. Granted, they are creating some quality looks, but overall, we got a chance to talk with both of these coaches, and both continued to use the words physicality and making sure that you're pressuring, you're getting into bodies, you're making passes and deliveries tough.
Brink, square it up and drill it. Cameron Brink now has 3 3-pointers this season. Was with Lunar Owls last year, did not play, of course. Griner twists in the paint.
Well, and you're seeing where these two bigs will find their advantages. Brink knows that she's going to be able to stretch Griner out and take some looks from three, and Griner certainly will go inside.
Cameron Brink is finding flow in her offensive game. So is Rakia Jackson. Sparks lighted up on consecutive trips. 17-13, Griner step through, the finish over Brink. BG, most impactful minutes to date in season 2. Jackson, Griner negates the shot. 2-on-2, Wheeler, pop it, and drop it. All right, Vinyl, 22-13, up by 9. Offensive foul, Cam Brink. Second on Brink.
And you look right here on the handoff. I don't know about that. That's a tough call. I don't think Brink was moving too much into her.
Ray Burrell kind of sold it.
Yeah. I mean, she did. Felt like she set just a strong, hard screen.
It's a Breeze block party early on here. BG gives us our first wedgie of the season.
And what BG wants is a foul. She felt like she got hit in the wrist off the shot.
Love how the crowd gets a laugh out of the ball getting stuck.
Do you
on the backboard of the rim.
How would you rate your excitement level for wedgies?
I could do better. That one was not up to
no,
par.
I didn't know if. No, I didn't mean on your
the
call.
rarity
Just
of them.
in general, like if you. I'll tell you, as a shooter, I don't.
It bothers you?
Yeah, I don't like that. I feel bad.
Oh, BG, powerful. Nice work inside by Brittany Griner. What an impact in this basketball game. 8 points now for BG to lead all scorers in the first. Martin is guarded by the 6'9" Griner. Finishes anyway over her. Wow. Vinyl looks for more. Shot clock off. Ray Burrell puts the head down. Drive it. Blocked by Brink. Okay now. Four blocks for Breeze in the frame. Cameron Brink has 2 of them.
Oh, she's brought out the hammer. Take a look at this. Get out out of here. Cameron Brink has been a wall around the basket. The Vinyl, though, with a 9-point lead. Woo. Woo.
TNT Sports coverage of Unrivaled is presented by Miller Lite. With great taste and only 96 calories, it's Miller time. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. After one, Vinyl at 1-2 on the year leads 2-1 Breeze by 9. We talked about Vinyl defensively. The offense got off to a poor start. That 42 points at the top of your screen, the fewest scored ever in an Unrivaled game. And we figured they're going to figure this out. They're too good, and they have.
Well, yeah, no question. And I think, too, just everyone, one, getting accustomed to playing with one another, two, just the system, and three, Teresa Weatherspoon, one of the great Unrivaled coaches, also great motivators, but she talks a lot about giving her players freedom. And when we all spoke with her this morning, she said, yeah, there's freedom, but also freedom with clarity, understanding exactly what's being asked of them. And as we continue to see them get used to one another and where they need to be on the floor, there's been a lot of execution.
Let's take a look at second quarter action through the Samsung Galaxy Game View, powered by Galaxy S25 Ultra. Dare I say, freedom with clarity. Put it on a shirt.
She probably could put it on a shirt.
And the ball trickles out of bounds. Jackson and Griner, a little stare down the sideline. In the first 30 seconds of our second quarter. What an impact BG has had. There are the numbers. 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Only had 4 points in the first 2 games. Spoon teased it. We would see more BG. I said shirts, Roz. I figured your ears would go up. What do you got?
That's right, because you know you'll see Coach Teresa Weatherspoon wearing a customized t-shirt or a hat with her Vinyl players' faces, stats, or names on it. She told me it's about representing them because she adores them, and people see her wearing a t-shirt, but it's about representing what they bring, their hustle, their grind, their grit. Now get this, guys, all these shirts that she's dropping, it's like she's like, I got more to drop, and you gotta wait to see it. She said she can turn a design around in 30 to 40 minutes.
Wow.
Which makes me think She might have a machine in her room and she's making these herself.
Roz, all I gotta say, you are a relentless journalist. You are amazing. You demand answers. And finally, it feels like you got one from her.
I mean, she keeps popping up. She had De'Erica on face on one of her shirts, the team on the back of a hoodie. It's been incredible, but I'm sure the players appreciate her dedication.
Can we all get shirts?
What kind of crew does she have?
On it?
I mean, I would take one for our crew. I'm just curious what crew she has to.
We should do one for our crew.
We'll workshop that. Stay tuned. Malonga is stopped by BG and eyes widen, stunned by the call. It is a foul on Brittany Griner. Just the first on Griner. And it's a hockey line change by Teresa Weatherspoon. 3 out, 3 in. Williams, Howard, and Hamby, the starting trio. And Noelle Quinn counters with her starting lineup as well.
I'll say this, the fun part about both these teams too, and whether it is a hockey line change where it's a whole new 3 or just different combinations of players, there is so much optionality to what type of lineups that you can have on the floor. And I'd say that for Noelle Quinn, I'd say that for Teaspoon. You've got a lot of players that bring multiple types of skill sets and strengths that are really fun to watch how they work together.
Ryan Howard lost it out of bounds. Here comes Breeze. Defensively, 4 blocks in that first quarter. Just can't make shots right now. Their field goal percentage has dipped to 35%.
And because they haven't knocked down threes with consistency, it's allowed the Vinyl to really bottle up the paint. And so those driving lanes they've often found haven't been nearly as open.
Hamby, instant reaction to find Howard. Set the feet for a 3, won't take. Hamby will. That was almost another wedgie, but didn't happen.
Oh, BG.
You never get 2 in a game, never. Malonga the catch and the leg.
Never say never,
You
but
know
for,
that
these,
was close,
for
though.
these players,
You know
I hope we don't. For you, maybe.
Bounce pass. It works, but Hamby can't lay it in.
Strong defense by Malonga.
Breeze humming the other way. Jackson 3-pointer. Rips the cords. Within 6.
And a clean look for Jackson because of how hard Malonga ran and the patience of Beckers.
Hamby, square up, faces the basket, draws the foul on Malonga.
Well, Dominique Malonga has done an excellent job in her protection of the rim. A strong verticality, and it allows Breeze to get it out on the run. Beckers realizing they've got numbers, finds her open teammate. Rakia Jackson cashes in, and hopefully that will help loosen up things for the Breeze from the 3-point line.
Breeze came into tonight just 26% as a group shooting the 3. They are 2 of 6, 33% tonight. Down 8 to Vinyl at 1 and 2. Breeze with a win would be the 4th 3-1 team in week 2. Hamby, drive it, score. Chiseled out space around Malonga to prevent a block shot. As Beckers is nearly tripped up. It's on Hamby. It's her second. And the second team foul on Vinyl. Paige Beckers just 2 points so far on the night. 1 of 3 from the field. She heard it. Drives it to the rim. Will go to the line. Paige Beckers 8 of 8 at the stripe, everybody, and she's in the driver's seat for that $50,000 for the Xfinity free throw challenge.
These are big free throws on a lot of levels. Hope you didn't jinx anyone, Brendan.
I just said she was going to the, well, I did say she was 8 for 8. Yeah, you're right. I'll stop. Your turn to talk.
I'm going to be quiet during these free throws. I know what they mean.
9 for 9. Stays atop the leaderboard. That contest harps on percentage. You need at least 6 attempts through Monday the 19th. Beckers in front, 2 for Hamby. Final by 10. Beckers gets to the mid-range point. De'Erica Hamby continues to rip in rebounds. Up to 4, walks into a 3. Beckers has it. Establishes the tempo for Breeze. Beckers. Here comes Williams, mid-range. Batted around. Beckers is on it. Back the other way. Malonga makes a move. Bank is open. We get a timeout on the floor with 3:15 to go in the second. Cameron Brink, mask is off for now, but we find out what's behind and beyond the mask of Cameron Brink. That's next from Ross.
Breeze trailing here in the second, but Cameron Brink has been making her presence felt early on, not just knocking down three-point shots, but a menace in protecting the basket. Watch these blocks. It's the tracking, it's the timing, it's the force she does it with, and Roz does it with a lot of force. She's got to protect that face, though.
Yeah, that's Cameron Brink. She returned to Unrivaled in a mask. She broke her nose the last game of the W season. To begin the season, she was actually in a black mask, but she told me in a dark gym it made it hard for the correct proprioception. So she now transitioned to a second mask, the one you're seeing, a custom-fitted clear mask, where they covered her face in a paper-mache-like process to shape it. And now, while this mask, she said it is better, ultimately, she hates them all. But she said it's physical out there, and not to mention, she joked, she's serious though. I mean, she has a wedding coming up, and she joked on TikTok she will not risk breaking her nose again before this wedding, if there's one thing she does.
That's smart. We want to protect her face, how she looks for the wedding, also that nose. And instead, I feel like she's been getting hit in the face a lot early here in this season.
And she joked that she is still trying to get some love from the officials as far as their relationship is concerned.
I'll say this, I got my teeth knocked out. I've never had to play with a mask. Ow. I can't imagine how annoying that would be. I mean, in all sincerity, and you got to do it, and you got to protect your face, and we see a lot of players having done it, but just, I appreciate the nuance and the details of the colors of the mask, or the color of the mask, and how that affects your perception in different arenas and settings.
She is Bane Brink. Williams mid-range, left that one short. Hit her first one in the first. No one knew who she was until she put on the mask. I was hoping she put it on right there. But she will congratulate Jackson, her Sparks teammate. Ari McDonald, courtside as well, out for another game due to injury. So Breeze playing with 5 players once again. McDonald played in the opener against Bantam. Williams lob it. BG, too strong on the hook. Finals lead is 11. They have held it down defensively against Breeze. Paige Beckers still trying to find it, 1 of 6. Open look on the second chance, now 1 of 7. Deep ball, Ryan Howard. Her second 3 of the night, 10 points. Now the 3rd member of Vinyl in double figures. Dribble handoff to Martin, drives, and once finished over BG, not that time. Erica Wheeler on the Vinyl bench with Ross. Oh. No shot. E-Weezy. Losing her mind over there.
She told me 1 second, Raj. She said, 1 second, I need to be with my team.
All right, stand by, stand by.
She said, gotta go.
I think the crew is
She said, gotta go.
They're gonna go
We're
to the
live
monitor.
at Unrivaled.
Oh, now she's gonna come over.
Okay.
Ross, take it away.
No, I see the energy you're bringing on the sidelines, but particular when you came in the game in that second unit, you, BG, everybody, it was high impact. How did you want to change things up?
We saw that the first group was a little slow. We wanted to push the tempo, and that's what I told them, and that's what we did. BG came in and got, I think, 10 quick points. Ray came in sharp. I came in doing what I need to do. We definitely an energy group, and we thrive off that.
You know, their side, they have a lot of height, and they also have a lot of blocks in this game so far. How do you combat all of that size?
I mean, Kate Martin done blocked me. Cam done blocked me. They're very long, so we got to use their size to our advantage, and that's pushing the pace and making them run.
All right, thank you so much. All right, guys.
Vinyl bench, to Erica's point, has 17 points of the team's 40. Balanced starters versus bench. This is what the officiating crew is looking at. So Howard hits his 3, and there's a foul. Greiner trucks into
The blocking foul by Paige happened after upward motion. Therefore, the 3-point basket is good. Brittany will shoot 1 free throw for 1 point, and we'll play from there.
Okay, pardon me. So the foul was on Beckers, a blocking foul. Greiner came in, and basket's good. BG will shoot 1 free throw worth 1 point.
Well said.
Growth.
We got a lot going on.
Love that for us.
That's what it's all about, right? Players, coaches, teams, us too.
Doesn't hurt when we have our Sephora officials mic'd up and they deliver the messaging. Josh Reed doing the job tonight. Lance Gordon and Shante Fatisa alongside. How about this? We talked about Vinyl, the surge they've been on, just growing each game offensively. And Teresa Weatherspoon said we developed a lot of confidence from that Hive win. They shot 59% from the floor. They hit 11 threes on 17 tries. They've been working on spacing. She says her shoot-arounds are easy peasy because they're communicating and taking the words out of my mouth. All good stuff for Vinyl.
Well, and that's a big part of it. And again, I think it's easy to say, oh, you have veteran players, those who have played in Unrivaled before, whatever that looks like. Whenever it's new pieces, it takes time.
Howard the steal. Howard is bottled up by Kate Martin. It's a 10-0 Vinyl run, looking for more. Coming up at the half, stay tuned for the Unrivaled halftime show presented by Ford.
I'll say this much, Vinyl's both ball pressure and getting in passing lanes has really disrupted Breeze, more so than I would anticipate. But they've used their size, they've used their quickness, but their hands have been really active in forcing turnovers.
Offensive rebound, Greiner off the Howard miss. Malonga skies in for it. Here comes Tom Malonga, takes it right to BG, coughed up. Ryan Howard has 9 of her 13 points in this second quarter. BG has been featured a ton in this half. Now wants a turn against Malonga. Brittany Greiner uses the footwork, unable to hit. Offensive rebound for Vinyl. Their 12th of the half. Howard 3, that's her spot tonight.
intention of getting it inside to Brittany Griner has allowed for this Vinyl team to recognize when the defense really packs it in and collapses. And what does that do? It opens up a clean look for Ryan Howard. You mentioned it, just this Vinyl team figuring out how to read defenses and what works best for them offensively. They have been really dominant in how they've been finding ways to dissect it.
47-26.
I don't want to go to the corner.
Vinyl is spinning a smooth track tonight. Coach Weatherspoon often goes to the side with her assistants, lets the players talk it out. Now we'll hear from T. Spoon.
Take your time. Take your time. You're not by yourself. They spread, okay? All right? All right, listen. Pistol, right here. Come get it.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
All the way through. Pick and roll. Hard roll.
Here we go.
You're pistol. You go get right. Pistol. Yep. Hey, pace.
13-0 Vinyl run over the last minute 48. Howard has 12 of the 13 points. She is 4 of 4 from deep.
Yeah, she has been perfect, and it looks that way. But watch where she's finding her three-point shots. That comes off of a nice screen. Brittany Griner. You got the defense drop back a little bit because they're anticipating drives, they're anticipating penetration and paint touches, and it's given her room. She's been effective.
Breeze has work to do. BG, a block shot. First block for Vinyl after Breeze had 4 in the first. Ryan Howard again short on the triple. Final minute of this second quarter. Beckers guarded by Griner. Mismatch for Malonga. Easy lay over Howard.
You said it, off the switch. Malonga's going to take advantage of not having Brittany Griner on her for one possession. What a matchup that has been, watching those two go at one another.
Howard is defended by Jackson. Ryan Howard on this swing this time. It don't matter which side for Ryan Howard. Wow. Her 5th 3 of the half. Beckers backs down. Another block for BG.
Two defenders collapse on Beckers. I'm not sure Brittany Griner, barely, you got a credit card leaving the floor of her just getting off just enough. That's some big time defense. And that's where the communication comes in for Vinyl.
Jackson wants to work it on the post. Griner again, this time it's a foul. And BG clearly disagrees. SMH. Given the score, BG can laugh that one off. This is Rakia Jackson at the line. Has 9 points tonight. One worth 2 points. (50-30). Shot clock is off for Vinyl. Howard's had the hot hand, 19 points. Dances with it, 1 second. Down to 3. Howard got it up. We've reached halftime. Vinyl puts up 50 and leads by 20 at halftime.
They have been clicking on all cylinders, especially on the offensive side. Breeze have got their work cut out for them this second half.
All righty, Vinyl. We knew they could defend. The offense is really coming to light. BG with 11 first half points. Ryan Howard, 19. You're watching Unrivaled on True TV, presented by Samsung Galaxy.
Unrivaled Halftime is presented by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. Unrivaled Halftime is presented by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. Unrivaled Halftime is presented by Ford. Ready, set, Ford.
Back in Miami, Florida, Vinyl leads Breeze 50-30. Only 1 week into the season, Unrivaled 2026 has had records and amazing performances. Here's a look back at some of them. In Miami, this is the place to be. Unrivaled. It's electric. It comes down to this. A three can win it for Rose. Chelsea Gray, you are not human. A game winner by the championship MVP.
This is the point.
Kelsey Plum locked in. We're in for a treat tonight. You fancy, huh? That was filthy. Do it yourself. Kill a Plum. Red hot. Kelsey Plum put up video game numbers in South Beach. 38 points. Lionel carries a heavy soundtrack, but De'Erica Hamby has been the hit single here tonight. De'Erica Hamby is eating. Hamby's been outstanding. 40 points. The first ever in an unrivaled game. De'Erica Hamby goes ham. We are off to a great start, and we're only in week 2.
Man, I think it's only going to get better the more comfortable, confident. And you look across this board at these numbers. Chelsea Gray, nice to see her twice. She's been doing a whole lot of it. I keep saying this, it's also the impactfulness and timeliness of so many of these buckets. You've got gamers across the board, and we just see it night after night.
Here's what we're looking at for tomorrow, our Sunday slate. Rose, Laces, that'll be good. 2 3-1 clubs. And Hive against Phantom. We'll get you set for the second half of Breeze and Vinyl when we come back. It's Ford Halftime. Welcome back to Ford halftime inside Sephora Arena. Vinyl puts up 50 in the first half. It leads Breeze by 20 points. Vinyl shoots 53% from deep, and the balance was outstanding. Ryan Howard was the star with 19, 11 from Hamby and 11 from BG.
We say this often, though, so much was predicated on getting stops defensively. They set the tone there, had a lot of pressure. And you mentioned BG. I think a big part of it, too, was how much they pounded in the post. They were very intentional about those paint touches, opened up the three-point line, and it was money after money.
And a big reason why Vinyl leads this league in three-point shooting. Ryan Howard is sometimes a one-woman show. 5 in that first half.
Oh, you know, when she heats up, she could do it in a hurry, and then it is en fuego. And that's exactly what we've seen here in this first half. And it's from all over places on the floor. Some of it's catch and shoot as well. Some of it's off the dribble, utilizing those screens. Give a lot of credit to the balance on the floor and the movement of her teammates.
Here are Howard's numbers tonight. First quarter, struggled to find a flow, and then that second quarter, right time was cooking. 5 triples on 7 tries. Let's head over to Ross. What do we got?
You know who else was cooking? Brittany Griner. And that is somebody that Coach Teaspoon of Vinyl really called out her play. She said, BG is an incredible professional. She played with confidence and intensity, and it was only a matter of time. With Team Breeze, their height and size, she actually knew tonight would be a great opportunity for BG, and that BG has shown up, and they really needed it.
No doubt,
and it's shown, Roz. You watch how Brittany Griner has operated on the offensive side, and even not just with her scoring, but the screens she set, how she's opened up teammates, and then defensively, she's been so tough. Whether it's against Dominique Malonga, Cam Brink, she's done a great job in really anchoring that defense on the inside.
Keys for a comeback are brought to you by Icy Hot, official topical pain partner of Unrivaled. What needs to happen for Breeze?
I think just settle down, stay poised. There's been a lot of turnovers here for this Breeze team, and Vinyl have capitalized for 11 points off of those. You got to make sure you're taking care of the basketball. And offensively, I haven't seen enough ball movement, body movement, shift the Vinyl defense to open things up.
Here's De'Erica Hamby getting the first 2 for Vinyl. 13 points for Hamby. Your leading scorers for tonight. Paige Becker is just 1 of 8 shooting. Dominique Malonga proves she can stretch the floor. It's a good start for Breeze.
And Malonga started off well, in not just from the three-point line, but what she did on the inside, trying here to slow down Hamby some.
Williams leads Hamby, and Paige Beckers is called for a foul. Beside herself. That means Hamby is going to go to the line. 1 for 1 tonight. 6 of 9 on the year total. Coach Weatherspoon has glowing reviews of Hamby, team captain this year. Just a joy to watch.
56.
And she just wants to win. Point blank. Beckers and the foul against Courtney Williams. Courtney was looking forward to guarding Paige tonight.
Well, Courtney did a nice job in the first half, but right here, Paige has an opportunity to go isolation, one-on-one, through the body. She finishes through contact, gets to the line. You know those two will continue to go at one another, but Paige has got a little bit of the height advantage to be able to work, and yeah, the free throw contest
10 for 10.
still working.
She's 10 for 10 on the year. Keeps her in front of that Xfinity free throw challenge. It's percentage, but Paige has the most makes and attempts to qualify with that 100%, of course. Just want to throw this out there also. Chelsea Gray went 5 for 5 last night.
Okay.
She's 10 of 11 at 91%, so don't sleep on Chelsea Gray. We've heard that before.
I was gonna say that you could use that refrain in a lot of different ways.
Howard feeling it. Short on the 3. Well, Beckers wants to will her team back. Passes up the mid-range. Malonga hits the deck. 3 against 2. Hamby. Score it. 17 points for De'Arica Hamby. Lead back up to 20.
Once again, though, you see a defensive stop allowing Vinyl to run and get a look with numbers in the open court.
We have a clock malfunction. And the official instructs can't sub. So Brink is back to the bench. Jackson, Beckers, Malonga, starting trio. Same for Vinyl. Beckers leans in, it swirls in. Okay, Paige Beckers starting to pick it up.
And this may be a situation in stretch where you see Beckers be a little bit more aggressive hunting for her own shot because the Breeze need it.
9 points for Beckers. Hamby the seal over Paige Beckers. She's pumped, she got the stop. Barked out a let's go. Dances against Williams. The rip through, Paige Beckers off the mark. Hamby sees an angle, the finish. De'Arica Hamby was snubbed last year, folks. She was a top 5 scorer, top 5 rebounder. Did not land on the all Unrivaled first or second team, and she took note.
Well, she's showcasing all of her skills here early in the season, and in the open court, she is an absolute truck. She can get by anyone. She's so good with her footwork and how she's able to divert herself from the defense, but she's got force and finesse. You add those two things together, and it's really tough to stop.
Erica Wheeler subs in for Courtney Williams. Meanwhile, for Breeze, Brink in for Malonga, Kate Martin in for Paige Beckers. Howard a 2-ball. That's good. Ryan Howard with a rare 2 tonight, just her second 2-point field goal.
Well, it was kind of where that handoff came from, but you can't give her that much room, especially with the way she's been shooting tonight.
That's a tough break for Breeze. Jackson was stopped and the foot slipped on the baseline. Well, things were breezing in the first couple of games. They took a loss to Rose last time out. Now they find themselves down 22. Howard down the runway, high off glass and in. Timeout, Noelle Quinn. A 24-point lead for Vinyl. It led by 20 at halftime. We always enjoy our chats pregame with Vinyl head coach Teresa Weatherspoon, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Famer. She's wearing a mic for us tonight. Look forward to this. Let's take a listen.
Hey, no dare shot! No dare shot! Right here. Keep it away, D. Hold it up, D. Hey, get coverage, 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 coverage. Go, BG! Come on! No dare shot. Yes! BG! BG! That's it! Our baby Ray!
Just to be clear, it's a BG on the floor, right? You say BG sometimes. It's talking about Brittany Griner.
I don't know, maybe she was yelling you. Maybe she was pumping you up. You've been pumping everyone up, and everyone's a top performer, including you, BG, but the balance, and you see that. I think the beautiful part about Teresa Weatherspoon is she translates who and what she was as a player to who and what she is as a coach, and she just knows how to strike all the right chords.
We just showed that trio, 53 points combined. Howard, Hamby, Griner. That's been the mix that has worked tonight for Vinyl. Coach Weatherspoon now has the second unit out there. Griner, Burrell, and Wheeler. Weatherspoon talked to us in the early part of the year when they were held to 42. She said, I wouldn't be here if this wasn't a challenge. She embraces every single day. And folks, it is a real treat to go to a practice and watch Teresa Weatherspoon, how intentional she is, and just lets this group navigate, figure it out together, and then speak when necessary. Picks her spots so well. Shot clock down to 4. Wheeler pass it up, kick it. Burrell shoots it just in time. Wheeler on the weak side. Another all board. 14 for Vinyl. BG the finish.
And there's nothing Kate Martin can do at that point. Mismatch on the inside with Brittany Griner. But between offensive rebounds and turnovers, it has just killed the Breeze in their run.
We will step aside, midway point, third quarter. It's all vinyl. Page and company have work to do. You're watching Unrivaled on True TV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Courtney Williams is vibing, watching her dad, Dawn, dance it off at midcourt with our great host, Rhea. Courtney says Dad's her best friend. She loved all of it. It's been a good night for vinyl. They are clicking on all cylinders, up by 24 here in the third quarter.
Courtney says, that's my guy. He is living his best life. And you know what? You see it, you feel it, you feel that energy and the love from Courtney Williams and the love we've seen here at Unrivaled between these teams, and it's fun. We got an exciting day tomorrow.
On True TV tomorrow night, our first of two between Rose and Laces. Both squads at 3-1. Laces off the win. Brittany Sykes off the chart start, and Roz has more on what we might have just witnessed on the floor.
Yeah, actually, the relationship between Courtney and her dad, we just saw him on the court. They live together full time, guys. Courtney told him, you don't have to work no more, Dad. You done did everything. You have nothing more to do, and you supported my whole career. Come be with me. Now, she said her mother can't stand it, right? that the two of them are so close. But they even have a podcast together, Courtney's daddy and her.
We love the relationship, Roz, and Wheeler is down for vinyl. And she's back to her feet. That's a good sign. The entire club comes to help her out. Keep close eye, middle of your screen at home.
She's trying to fight over the top of this screen, and I think, yeah, it just gets Cameron Brink's knee in her, looks like right quad. So hopefully just a Charlie horse or something not too serious, despite how painful that is and feels. Looks like.
We'll keep tabs on Wheeler's status for the rest of the night. Vinyl is up by 22 as we approach 3 minutes to go in the third.
Looking like she's trying to stay on the bench and walk it off and keep it loose.
Clapped her hands, stays on the bench engaged. Ray Burrell looked to find an angle to feed Griner. Instead, it's Williams to fire. Rebound Martin out there with Beckers and Brink. Kate Martin drives it, high off the window, no. Courtney Williams tonight, 8 points, lets it fly, she's in double figures now. 4 members of Vinyl are in on the track. Paige Beckers, Burrell in the air, Beckers knocks it down, that's a 3.
And look, we talk a lot about just cutting into the deficit as you go into the final frame, and it's a big part of it. I know this is a large one, but you still got time.
BG is fed, rising in for 2.
It's been tough, though, because trying to slow down Vinyl offensively has been such a challenge for Breeze.
Just terrific balance. Howard has hit the 3s, BG and Hamby have feasted in the paint.
Well, and they're just so poised in finding where they can exploit the defense and where that opening is, how they're reading their actions, and anytime they see it, they've been able to execute.
Williams finds Griner, double team, Brink and Martin. 3-second violation on Vinyl. Thank you to Miller Lite for being the official beer sponsor of Unrivaled. Our second night of 4 consecutive here on TNT Sports. With you tonight, of course, on True TV, HBO Max. We're with you tomorrow night on True TV. Rose Laces, High Phantom. Came into this second game tonight knowing we had 3 3-1 teams. The question was, would Breeze join them? That seems in jeopardy, and Vinyl would be a hot 2-2 after an 0-2 start. And they were right there with Rose in one of those games.
And that they were, and they just continue to look better and better every night out.
Williams, in and out. Well, to your point, held to 42 points in the opener. Then they lost by 2. They were held to 67 to Rose. Then they dropped 89 on High. They keep this up in the final minute. They will establish a large winning score. Brink in motion, 3 strong. Ryan Howard's pointing to Courtney Williams. Go to BG, go to our triple team. BG is embracing it. 1 worth 2 on the way for Griner.
And this is where Vinyl 2 have shown an ability to execute in the half court. We've talked about how they've executed in transition. Teresa Weatherspoon continues to push the right buttons for her team and what she showcased to them. And she talks so often, too, about the work is done in practice and what she needs to say and how she needs to express her points of what she's looking for. And then now is the time for them to shine, and they have done that here tonight.
There is no doubt. Williams chases down Beckers, draped all over her, and Paige Beckers finds Kate Martin on the cut to the rim. There's no doubt BG, the minute Griner got put into this game, it changed in terms of the control Vinyl had on it. Griner goes to work, outlet, 2 seconds for Howard, must hoist one up. And shot clock is off for Breeze. The deficit was 20 at halftime, down 21 here. Paige Beckers has 12 points. Williams embracing this defensive challenge. Beckers dancing. Beckers short. Courtney Williams is fired up. Rightfully so. Vinyl has established a winning score of 81. And they look to get to 500 at 2-2. Unrivaled on True TV, presented by Samsung Galaxy. Fourth quarter's next.
Unrivaled family, who's ready for fourth court action going on? That's right. Y'all ready?
I know we're saying Ryan Howard's name a lot for Vinyl, but let's talk about these bigs. De'Erica Hamby going to work on the inside. Excellent job. Penetrations on the rolls. And, oh, yeah, Brittany Griner, just exceptional. She was doing such a nice job in getting deep position on her seals, back to the basket, on the attack. Look at those numbers, not just big production in points, but a high level of efficiency from the field, grabbing the glass, doing a little bit of everything.
Well, Griner has a game high, plus 16 in the plus-minus column. We start the fourth quarter. The winning score, presented by Maker's Mark, is 81 points. So it's an uphill climb for Breeze at 2-1. Final at 1-2 in search of that second win. Beckers hunts her shot, short on it. Brink, foul by Howard. Fourth quarter action is commercial free, and it's brought to you by AT&T.
And it is an uphill climb, but there's a lot of factors involved where you can't just be looking exactly at the score for these teams, especially a group like this new together. It's about building momentum and what you're learning in these moments, how you feel, the confidence you gain. And so all of these possessions are so ultimately important.
Ryan Howard, catch and shoot, drills it.
Oh, she's on, she's on.
Oh, yeah.
Even when she seems like she's off on a shot, it's still going through.
25 for Howard. Swinging on the perimeter, Martin off. And a three from Breeze. Beckers. Howard on the 9th of January had 28 against Rose. That's a season best. Williams, quick two on the other end. Beckers is putting on a show for the crowd despite the score. Fadeaway three. Filthy. Just filthy. Hamby to the basket. A foul by Brink. That's her fourth.
Hamby is so quick in her first step in getting to the basket. Brink even had a little bit of room where she was hanging back off of Hamby, and even with that runway, Hamby's able to get past her and pick up the foul.
Oh, we get our first technical foul of the season. It was on Paige Beckers.
Oh,
Welcome to Unrivaled.
I was going to say there's no way Noelle Quinn picked up the first tech
I don't know if they would have heard
season.
her. And I mean that as a compliment. Sweet voice.
She's just so poised and composed and level-headed.
Breeze is challenging the defensive foul called on Brink.
So there is a challenge by Noelle Quinn. They challenged the foul call on Brink, but it's still a tech on Paige Beckers, our first of the year.
Hey, there always has to be a first. And you know the competitor Beckers is. You know the competitor this Breeze team is. And that's why, again, you look at where the score sits. There's also a pride factor.
All right, Sarah Kustok, you be the judge.
I don't see, what I don't know is if that arm bar coming across, like it's more the forearm on that left arm of Hamby than, because I don't see her get her up top across either the shooting arm otherwise with the hand. So I think it's more along the body if they're going to call that. Again, it seems a little bit more like marginal contact and maybe negligible enough that you would overturn it. But if it's still there, where if you want to letter of the law, keep it because you did call it.
Right.
I could see them just keeping it standing as it is.
Yeah, it's more so for out-of-bounds calls where you need that conclusive evidence to overturn a call, and technically the same can be said.
But sometimes when it comes down to subjective nature, it's...
What you call on the floor is going to probably stand.
Yeah.
Not all cases, though. Josh Reed has been the gentleman speaking into the microphone tonight.
The only other thing I'll say is there wasn't a lot of verticality, even though she didn't rank her across the arm. There was some overtop of that arm coming as Hamby went through.
As a reminder, here's what's coming up tomorrow on True TV. 3-in-1 rows, 3-in-1 laces. They square off at 7:30. Hive off its first win of the season over the reigning champs.
After review, Brink gets to the ball prior to any illegal contact. Therefore, the call on the floor has been overturned to a no call. The challenge is successful. Imminent possession will be awarded to Breeze, who will get the ball directly side out with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
All right, then.
There you go. So I guess they did feel like there was contact up top, but add another block for Brink.
Hey, we talked to Cam this morning, and she wondered, oh, the officials like me. Oh, they overturned the call.
I do think she was talking about the offensive side of things, but she did say it. But I think the part for Cameron Brink, and she was talking about her confidence and how she was building her confidence again, coming back from that injury, what that looked like defensively. She's always so stout. I mean, she is solid as it comes at that end of the floor. She's so good with her timing so often.
Remember, Paige Beckers got called for a technical foul. Howard shoots the one worth one. That brings Vinyl within 6 points of the winning score. Beckers is now cool, calm, and collected. At least from our vantage point. Hamby picks off the Jackson pass. There's imminent possession for Breeze. Vinyl gets the ball right back. Howard slips it to Hamby. Clap of the hands after the miss. Beckers three-pointer. Vinyl was 0-2. They have surged these last couple of games. They'll be back in action Monday. Fadeaway jumper by Howard. Tapped out by Burrell. Hamby a Samsung 3, no. Shot clock down to 7. Brink to the basket, lays it in. One of the man one.
Strong take, though. I think Burrell just had her hand on the ball.
Brink now has 7. Ray Burrell way strong on the 3. See if Breeze can make this interesting. Beckers is fouled. That's a bucket plus the bruise.
Say this much, this Breeze group will not quit. They've got a lot of character on this team, and they still got firepower to attack on this offensive side. They're showcasing it, and Paige Beckers continues to be aggressive in how she's looking for her shot. Got Howard on her, and then just the quickness in her change of speed to accelerate to the basket.
Paige stays perfect at the line. 11 of 11. It's both frightening and impressive each time she gets there, knowing she's in the lead for the free throw challenge presented by Xfinity. You love to see Noelle Quinn's, I'll say it, young group embracing this opportunity here. We haven't said it much tonight about the youth of Breeze, but maybe how they finish this game can give them some life into their next one. Or, heck, they could win it. I don't know. 64 points.
Look, we've seen comebacks happen when you just systematically continue to find your way to get stops and then execute on the offensive side. You know they have scores. We keep saying that. They've showcased that, but it's about finding those looks. And you imagine this timeout coming. Teresa Weatherspoon will make sure her team gets their foot back on the gas. I think there's been a little bit of looseness on the defensive side for Vinyl and some of these looks and shots that Breeze have been able to create.
Heels or ball screens, that's good, and you space it and you read it, okay? That's good. But be set. They caught that peel, that offensive foul, because you're moving. So I'm either setting it, boom, I'm being patient on that peel. Keep chipping away. Keep fucking fighting. Come on. Come on.
There's the messaging from Noelle Quinn. They're playing Napheesa Heideman's song in the arena. The Sephora Sound Studio is taking care of Heideman, who has maybe the biggest bag of sunflower seeds I've ever seen in my life. Did you not see that?
No, I didn't. I was listening to Noelle Quinn deliver this message.
Look at the size of that bag of sunflower seeds.
Maybe she'll share some with you.
She's been having seeds the whole game. I'm not sure they've left her hand. Someone get her a cup. You got to keep it clean. 75-64. See how Vinyl adjusts. Another stop by Breeze. Never say never. Paige Beckers has 11 points in the quarter. Malonga short on the 3.
And see how this shift changes with Dominique Malonga now in the game for Cameron Brink.
16-5 run by Breeze, and there's Hamby. Tack on 2 more. Vinyl 4 points away from victory. Breeze still needs 17. Beckers, why not? Catch. It was only a matter of time she'd start heating up. 25 points for Paige Beckers. An unrivaled high for Beckers in the young season. Howard, 3-pointer. Got it, and the foul! Ryan Howard can win the game at the line.
What a enormous shot by Ryan Howard. It seems like everyone just keeps getting bigger with a higher degree of difficulty. That one, I mean, the depth of it, and then Paige Beckers doing everything she can, closing out on her.
That's it. Vinyl wins. Howard hit 9 threes in a game last year. That was her 6th of the night. A 30-piece for Alicia Gray in our first game, and one of her best friends, Ryan Howard, 30 points as well to put Vinyl over the top, 81-66.
Howard was exceptional throughout, but the collection of this entire team, the ways they contributed, the chemistry they showed was just extraordinary from start to finish on both ends of the floor, but it was Ryan Howard that was a microwave tonight. 6 threes on the night. That one, a 4-point play. And whoo, Vinyl tack on another victory in a really dominant fashion.
So many deserving hit singles for Vinyl tonight. BG came off the bench, provided the energy. Brittany Griner is with Ross.
BG, you came in and completely changed the game for your team. How did you want to step up for your team and for yourself today?
My teammates, my coaches, believing in me, supporting me through everything, and yeah, they just give me all, they give me everything. I couldn't do it without them.
On the other side, they had a lot of young talent, a lot of young height and size. What was key for you in those matchups, especially defensively? You were able to get some blocks.
Yeah, just being big, using my height, trusting my guards behind me to have my back so I can be up on the screens, and yeah, I mean, we knew what they were going to do. We just wanted to make it hard.
And it feels like every game you guys are growing more comfortable, especially offensively. How's that synergy, that connectedness growing for Team Vinyl?
Oh yeah, no, we good. We, the first couple games we were just working it out, but you know, our loyal fans gonna stay with us, and we gonna rock this thing out.
All right, BG, thank you, congrats.
All right, appreciate you. All right, y'all.
Vinyl's impressive. They're an impressive group, and as Brittany Griner said, they just keep getting better each and every night out. Watch out for the team that may become as the season continues on.
BG's name etched into the plexiglass. Vinyl improves to 2-2. Breeze is now 2-2. The embrace with Teresa Weatherspoon. Vinyl win, a missed win earlier tonight. That concludes our coverage on True TV. We're back with you tomorrow night at 7:30 for Roz, Sarah, Brendan Glasheen, on behalf of our entire crew. Thanks for watching Unrivaled on TNT Sports, presented by Samsung Galaxy.